Here's a question. How do you know you've truly grown up? Is it when you start budgeting? When you stop binge-watching TV till 3 a.m.? Or maybe it's when you realize that fighting over Wi-Fi speed isn't worth the stress anymore? Ever noticed that as you grow older, things that used to bother you just don't anymore? Like instead of launching into an argument, you just take a sip of your coffee and think, not today. That, my friend, is maturity in action. But what exactly makes someone mature? Is it wisdom? Patience? The ability to resist the urge to throw your phone when autocorrect changes OK to Oklahoma for the 100th time? Let's explore the 10 signs that you're leveling up in life. One day, it just clicks. You realize that most of the unkind or frustrating behavior you see in others doesn't come from malice or stupidity, but from fear and anxiety. It's easy to assume the world is full of mean or clueless people, but once you let go of that idea, things become a lot more interesting and a lot less frustrating. You also come to terms with the fact that, unfortunately, people can't read your mind. As wonderful as that would be, you actually have to say what you mean, clearly and calmly. And if someone doesn't understand you, you don't get to blame them until you've at least tried to explain. Then comes a big step, realizing that sometimes you might be wrong. Scary but true. And with a deep breath and a bit of courage, you manage to do something that once felt impossible. You apologize. Maybe not all the time, but enough to make a difference. Confidence stops being about thinking you're better than everyone else and starts being about realizing that nobody really has it all figured out. We're all just doing our best, making things up as we go. And somehow, that's actually quite reassuring. You find yourself forgiving your parents, not because they were perfect, but because you start to see them as people just like you, who were doing the best they could. The frustration softens into understanding, and sometimes even gratitude. You also realize that small things like sleep, food, and stress have a huge impact on how we feel. So instead of bringing up an important conversation when you're hungry or exhausted, you wait for a better moment. It's a small shift, but it changes everything. Sulking starts to lose its appeal. Instead of holding on to hurt feelings for days, you learn to say what's wrong. If the other person understands, great. If not, you find a way to let it go anyway. Life is too short to keep score. Perfection? You let go of that idea too. There are no perfect people, no perfect jobs, no perfect relationships. And that's okay, because good enough can actually be pretty wonderful. You also become a bit more realistic. You don't expect everything to work out exactly as planned, which makes you calmer, more patient, and much easier to be around. Instead of fixating on people's flaws, you start seeing the whole picture. That friend who's a little too precise? They're also reliable and thoughtful. The one who's a bit scattered? They bring creativity and energy. You realize that every weakness comes with a strength. Like these 10 signs? Stay tuned for the next 10 next week.